goodies. We have packages that allow you to watch the matches while staying in Doha or staying in Dubai. The choice is yours. Contact Adansi Travels now on 059 385 or 0556 310 or visit our office at East Legon close to American House or get onto our social media handles at Adansi Travels.
Now, the Adom Praise Festival 2022 is here. The Christ at Work experience. 2 days of Christ at Work featuring an atmosphere of prayer, worship, and praises on day 1, Thursday 3rd, and day 2, Friday 4th of November 2022 from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. daily. When the praises go up, Yahweh shows up. Yahweh will inhabit the praises of his people, led by Travis Green from the USA, Soul Winners, Edwin Datson, Celestine Donko, Ohima Messi, Jack Alolomi, Perez Music, and others. On Friday, 4th of November, all will converge at the Perez Dome in Jolu from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Tickets are soon going on sale for 100 Ghana cedis single and 150 Ghana cedis double. Come and be blessed. Adum Praise Festival. Yebehim is brought to you by DBS Industries Limited. Buy your roof from DBS Industries and get it installed for free. Also, call 0240844444. DBS Industries Limited, Roof Papa Pamphie, sponsored by Franco Trading Enterprise, phone, accessories, and air condition Papa Pamphie. 21st Clinic. Niest one toothbrush, brush with comforts. Kelmed Pharmaceuticals Limited, distributors of Ayulap Gripe Water and Molly's Baby Oil, Fried or Sunflower Oil. You deserve a life of goodness. AA Charcoal Toothpaste, fluoride free, made in Ghana. Anas Boy Enterprise, POP Papa Perfie. Aseda Fabrics, wear what will inspire you. Avis Ghana, we try harder. Daveni Boutique Hotel, Las Palmas Food Center, Ediani Perfie. Fatex Toilet Roll, soft and smooth, and Unique Foods Cooking made easy. Adum 106.3 FM, yeah, tough.
Well, so if it's your birthday, MTN says you get up to 3 hours of free talk time and 25 free text messages to call and text all your friends and family on MTN. And that's not all. You also stand a chance of getting birthday cakes and e-vouchers to grab your own birthday gifts at some of your favorite shops and supermarkets. So you know where all the birthday fun day, right? Join the biggest family in Ghana and let's chill on your special day, kind courtesy MTN. Please note all terms and conditions apply.
And hundreds of motivator students from across the world will converge in Singapore from the 1st to the 10th of December 2022 for the annual Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, Mathematics Ahead and Young Achievers Leadership Academy Camp. Join this exciting edutainment camp for students from 12 to 15 years interested in STEM, arts, and leadership. Camp activities include Disneyland adventures, robotics and leadership training, and so many more. Parents and heads of schools, kindly visit GhanaOlympiadAcademy.com or call Abel on 057 089 8762 for more.
Great. So, I started by saying, imagine your child being born with deformity. Just think about it a minute. And not because your child has done anything or not because you have done anything wrong, but it's because of our environment. It's because of illegal mining. This morning we're joined by Professor Paul Osei Sampini, who is a professor of medicine, forensic, and histopathologist at the KNUST School of Medical Science and Komfo Anokye Teaching Hospital. He's been doing some research and he's joined us to share these details with us. Prof. Sampini, good morning and thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning. Good morning to you and your listeners.
Great. So tell us, what you found as contributing to deformity in children, particularly from mining areas.
Well, thank you once again. What is happening is that, let me first of all lay this, the situation that when you talk of heavy metals or these gold mining illegally, what they usually do is they use some form of metals, that are what we call heavy metals, for the extraction of the ore when they get it from the ground.
Okay.
And so some of them find their way in fact, they spill into the waters that are available around those places, and then eventually find their way into the food chain. In fact, some of the workers would inadvertently would not know that their body also has some amount of these heavy metals in them, and so therefore they can actually contaminate the system, including the immediate family.
Okay. So what did you find? I mean, first of all, what triggered your research, and what did you find?
Well, like you rightly said, I'm a lecturer in the first place, and sometimes we get these students as students who come to us to do their programs in terms of finishing and all those things. So I gave some of the work to the students to go and have a look at what is happening around the galamsey site, specifically to go in for the food items, water bodies, and so on and so forth. So when we finished, we realized that there were this significant amount of some toxic heavy metals in the body, in the water bodies, and then the food chain. And so it just triggered the fact that, oh, if this is there, then why not? Can it find its way into the human body? So I took it upon myself also to go into to look at it and correlate it with that of the human body. And the findings were very, 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 very significant.
What were the findings?
Well, my work is that I deal with dead bodies most of the time. So when one dies and you want to do autopsy, after doing the autopsy, if the findings become a little bit vague, one would like to do further study to establish actually the cause of death. So I really went on to pick samples from these children who die for no reason. In fact, I mean grossly, and then the mothers, all these people. In fact, I started this work about over 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's over 2 years ago. So when I subjected most of their organs, internal organs, like the kidneys, the liver, and then the brain, to further scrutiny, then you realize that mercury, cadmium, lead, and to some extent chromium were found in large quantity in their bodies, especially those of them who have had some deformities as far as birth is concerned. Okay. You realize that these things are there.
And these things help us understand what harms do they cause the body?
Well, what we usually call heavy metals, which of course we must admit that heavy metals, we have about 23 of them. The body needs some of them to function. And others are not actually, they don't play any biological function in our body. Examples are those ones I've mentioned. So when you inhale them, you either ingest them by way of food, drinking them, all of them are the ones that I'm talking about. And when they go into the body, they have some functions or some bad things that they can do, in fact, medically. Some of them include what we call genotoxicity. That genotoxicity is there.
Can you break that down for us, Prof?
The genotoxicity is the gene that makes you, the DNA, that makes you who you are. Okay. And the toxicity means that how they can be toxic to those genes, especially the DNA. I hope I'm clear now.
Yes, you're clear now.
Yeah. And then it can also have reproductive toxicity that can affect fertility and so on and so forth. It can also affect your immune system. And when I speak of immune system, I believe it's clear now that people will understand. In fact, it has immunotoxicity. And there's something we call neurotoxicity. Neuro means nerves, poisoning of the nerve. So that some people will have a lot of these nervous disorders and so on and so forth, especially among the children. So those are some of the things. And then it can also be carcinotoxicity. So meaning that it can also cause cancers if it's consumed in that level that my works on.
So, in effect, what your research showed is that while we may think that we are far away from, the effects of illegal mining, it's actually very harmful to us, and people are dying and are getting deformed as a result.
Exactly so. Exactly. The reason is that, water bodies don't know any boundary. Mm-hmm. And the food that we eat in Accra, and those that I also eat in Kumasi here, I don't know the source, where it's coming from. All I know is I've gone to buy cassava. I've gone to buy yam. I bought whatever I want to buy. Even the water that we feel that we are now drinking water from boreholes, how sure are we that those waters don't contain some of these metals that are harmful to the body? Those metals that don't have what we call biological functions. And so it's quite a serious thing that I believe that the authorities will have to take it serious and then, probably regulate the activities of these people.
Now, this deformities that we talk about, just by way of clarification, because I know we have internal and external deformities. What deformities did you find, internal or external?
Both deformities. The kidneys will be shrinking so much so that you realize that it becomes incompatible with life. The child will just, giving birth to a week and he cannot pass urine. He cannot function in terms, he becomes suddenly yellowish, what we call yellow babies. And then when you come to the deformities outside, just recently I did one, and a child was born without any genitals.
Really?
Aside the fact that she doesn't have genitals, she has 4 legs.
How?
Do you understand? Yes. A child was born also with an eye just on the forehead. And then the fingers, the fingers are all deformed. One hand has 10 fingers, another has 10, the legs and all those things. No, in fact, the lips, there's something we call cleft lips. Mm-hmm. These deformities are so many. In fact, when you get to the lungs, even the heart, sometimes the heart is not formed well. It doesn't have the normal configuration of a heart. So basically, both are features that I found out. And that really actually alarmed me to go further into doing what really the cause could be. And like I've said already, all the toxins or the toxic effect of these things, as the one that I've earlier on told you, you can imagine that genotoxicity, the gene, your gene, what makes you as a human being, what makes you differentiated in the form of the way you are different from the other friend or other colleague of yours. What it means, the gene that makes you, the DNA that makes you is toxic. And when it is toxic, it can cause what we call chromosomal aberration, changing the forms of the chromosomes, changing the forms of the body, changing the forms of the parts that are going to be formed. That is exactly what I'm talking about.
And Prof, are these findings shared with families?
Well, my dear, you see, Ghana is a country where it becomes difficult because most often than not, these autopsies are not even accepted by people. They will tell you that we are not interested, especially when it's a kid. We are not interested. We want to bury our body. Or sometimes I'm called to get these things done because the mother is having the baby in the womb while the mom itself is dead. So we'll go for the body, or do the autopsy, remove the baby, and then looking at the deformities. And let me also remind you that these deformed babies can hardly be delivered spontaneously. So sometimes the mother stays far away in the village somewhere where he needs to be transported to the big cities for the case to be done. By the time he gets there, the mother is dead. That is the reason. I'm trying to share, but sometimes they are not interested. Most of them are not interested. As soon as you are done, and then the examination will be done. I'm talking about the extra examination will be done in Kumasi. When you are done, you may not even find any family to share with. The only thing is that you put it in the form of paper like this and then share with the public so that the public becomes aware that these are some of the things that can easily happen to us.
What are you hoping that the states can do with your research findings?
Well, not only my research finding, any other research finding that is done in the state or in Ghana, for instance, is supposed to be used by the fact that the powers that be, so that everybody lives a very comfortable life, especially some of these things. Otherwise, if it continues over a long period of time, mind you, in the U.S., for instance, where some of these mercury, some of these heavy metals are found themselves in the food chain and water, at least 8 out of every 10 mothers give birth to these children that I've made mention of. But for them, probably they will just eliminate them. Most of these birth defects are incompatible with life, and therefore they will die eventually. So what I'm talking about is that the government, the leadership, the stakeholders, just like you and me, and everybody should be on board to make sure that, I'm not saying that somebody's livelihood should be stopped, but it should be done in such a way that it doesn't continue to harm the populace, especially those unborn children and the children who are born with those defects.
Well, Prof, we're very, very grateful that you made time to join us. But I'm told today is your wife's birthday. You want to wish her a special day. Over to you, Prof.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yes,
Prof,
I want to wish her a very, 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 very good happy birthday. She's been supportive. She has supported me through thin and thick. I remember when the first person who died of COVID, I made frantic effort to do autopsy. In fact, my hospital refused me the opportunity. That one I'm saying, authoritatively, my hospital refused me the opportunity to do the autopsy, and that we should write that the cause of death is COVID. I made an argument against that. They didn't. But before then, I had spoken to my wife. My wife said, Paul, go ahead and go and do it. At least you have to help your country. COVID cannot kill, but the consequence of COVID, that kills. So please go ahead. That aside, there are so many dangerous cases that I've gone to do without me myself knowing that the cases I was doing was so bad that I can go and also affect my children, and then they also have their problems. Commercial Academy, people were dying. They were thinking of whatever disease that in fact the government, I'm sorry for using the government. The people did not know exactly what was happening. I told my wife, he said, Paul, go and get it done.
So, Prof, what's her name?
Came out that
Prof, what's her name?
Ina will say she's a foreigner.
That's the whole idea, Prof. Thank you very, very much for joining us.
Yeah.
And let's say a happy birthday to her. We are very, very grateful that you made time to join us, Professor Osei Sampini. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I just never